In this video, we are going to walk through Dark Matter 2024, Season 1, from beginning to end, in full chronological order, scene by scene.
This is not a short summary.
This is a complete, detailed recap designed to explain every major event, every turning point, and every psychological shift in the story.
We will clearly break down who is who, which world is which, when Jason makes each life-changing decision, how the box and the corridor actually work, and why multiple versions of Jason appear in the finale.
Be warned from the start. This recap contains full spoilers for the entire first season.
Jason Dessen is a physics professor living in Chicago. What makes his life feel ordinary is not his job, but a conscious decision he made years earlier. When he was younger, Jason stood at the edge of a potentially groundbreaking scientific career. He took risks, challenged accepted ideas, and believed his work could change the world. But when Daniela entered his life and the possibility of becoming a father appeared, Jason did something he had never done before. He chose stability. He stepped away from ambition, returned to teaching, and built a quiet family life. From the outside, this life looks warm and complete. Inside Jason's mind, however, one door never fully closes: the question of who he might have become if he had chosen differently. One evening, Jason attends his celebration for his close friend Ryan, who has just received a major scientific award. As Jason watches Ryan accept praise for a life Jason himself might have lived, that buried question resurfaces with force. He smiles, he congratulates his friend, but the weight of unrealized potential settles heavily on him. Later that night, as Jason walks home alone, his life abruptly fractures. A masked man with a gun stops him, forces him into a car, and takes him to an abandoned construction site. Jason is stripped of his belongings and injected with an unknown substance. As his vision fades, the masked man asks a question that cuts directly into Jason's deepest insecurity. Are you happy with your life? Have you ever wondered who you might have been? Jason answers yes, and everything goes dark. Jason wakes up inside a pristine, high-tech facility called Velocity Labs. White corridors stretch endlessly, security personnel move with purpose, and advanced equipment hums softly. Everything about this place feels controlled and clinical. He is greeted by Leighton Vance, who speaks to Jason as if he has just returned from a long absence. A psychiatrist named Amanda Lucas attempts to calm him down, treating his confusion as temporary disorientation. Jason panics. These people clearly believe he belongs here, but Jason has no memory of this place, these experiments, or this life. Jason escapes the facility and makes his way back to Chicago. The city looks familiar, but something feels fundamentally wrong. When he reaches his home and opens the door, reality collapses. Daniela and Charlie are gone. The house is different. The photos are wrong. The warmth he remembers is missing. Amanda appears and behaves as if she is Jason's partner, asking casually where he has been. In that moment, Jason realizes the truth. He is no longer in his world. As Jason searches desperately for answers, he uncovers a terrifying revelation. In this world, he is not a modest physics professor. He is a celebrated scientific genius. He is the man who completed a revolutionary device known simply as the box. Jason insists he never built such a machine, but the evidence is overwhelming. The show establishes its core premise here. Jason has crossed into a parallel reality, one shaped by a different version of himself who made a different choice. As Jason navigates this wrong world, he encounters alternate versions of people he knows. These are not brief cameos. They are psychological fractures. Some versions of Ryan are wildly successful but deeply lonely. Some versions of Daniela never met Jason at all. In certain realities, Jason himself is already dead. Each encounter forces Jason to confront the same question again and again. Did he truly choose the right life, or did fear guide his decision? Eventually, Jason realizes that the version of himself from this world, Jason 2, completed the box. The box is a quantum device capable of transporting a person across realities formed by different life choices. But it is not a simple machine. It does not function like a vehicle with coordinates. Instead, it responds directly to the mental and emotional state of the person using it. Jason and Amanda attempt to understand how the box works. This process becomes less about science and more about psychological endurance. Every time Jason enters the box, he fears that a single wrong thought could trap him forever. Amanda approaches the device cautiously, questioning its ethical implications. Every door represents a life that was never lived. She warns Jason repeatedly, if they lose themselves while searching for the right world, there may be nothing left to return to. Meanwhile, in Jason's original world, Jason 2 has taken his place. He lives with Daniela and Charlie, not out of cruelty, but out of envy. Jason 2 achieved scientific greatness, but at the cost of family. Watching Jason 1's life from afar convinced him that success meant nothing with connection. Unable to build that life himself, he steals it. Daniela slowly begins to sense that something is wrong. The change is not dramatic. It is unsettlingly subtle. Jason 2 remembers facts but misses emotional cues. His tone feels rehearsed. His reactions arrive a fraction too late. The small, unconscious gestures that once defined Jason are gone. Daniela begins to wonder whether the man standing in front of her is truly her husband or someone performing the role of him. Jason 1 and Amanda reach the corridor, the dark passageway inside the box. This place is not just a tunnel between worlds, it is a threshold shaped by thought. Doors line the darkness, each leading to a different reality. The rule is simple and terrifying. Your emotional state determines where you end up. Fear leads to broken worlds. Guilt leads to decay. Hope offers possibility, but no guarantees. The box is not a machine. It is a mirror. Jason and Amanda travel through countless realities. Some worlds are frozen and lifeless. Others are ravaged by disease. Some resemble Chicago, but feel hollow and unfamiliar. In certain worlds, Jason never married Daniela. In others, Charlie was never born. Each jump erodes Jason's sense of self. The mission is no longer just returning home, it is surviving long enough to remain real. Amanda's journey evolves alongside Jason's. While Jason is driven by correcting a past decision, Amanda begins to see the box as something else entirely, a chance to choose who she wants to be. She realizes that there may not be one correct life, only chosen ones. Eventually, Amanda understands that Jason's destination is not hers. Jason ultimately uncovers the origin of everything. The moment Daniela became pregnant. One path led Jason to choose family and a quieter life. The other led him to abandon that path, complete the box, and become Jason 2. The entire season explores the ripple effects of that single divergence. Leighton, in Jason 2's world, becomes obsessed with the box. Unlike Jason, he sees it as power, a way to erase regret and select the best possible reality. His arrogance destabilizes the system. The box reflects its user.
Fear produces collapse.
Pride produces chaos.
Jason 2's deception begins to unravel.
Ryan notices inconsistencies in Jason's thinking and behavior.
Daniela's suspicions deepen. Small details accumulate into undeniable truth.
As Jason 1 approaches the correct world, he realizes something far more disturbing. He is not alone. Other versions of Jason, each believing they are the real one, are converging on the same reality. Footprints appear in the corridor.
Familiar echoes follow him.
The closer he gets, the more crowded the path becomes.
In the finale, Jason 1 reaches a world nearly identical to his own, but finding it is not enough.
He must protect it. Other Jasons arrive, each claiming ownership of the same life.
Jason 1 tells Daniela the truth.
Shock gives way to recognition as the pieces finally align. Amanda chooses to leave, seeking her own life rather than intruding on another's. As chaos erupts, Jason 1, Daniela, and Charlie are forced to flee. From Charlie's perspective, reality shatters.
His father exists in dozens of forms. The question becomes unbearable. Which one truly loves him?
The only escape is through the box again. Jason 1 chooses not his original world, but a safe one. A world where his family can exist without being hunted.
The season ends in uncertainty, but also resolve.
Jason accepts the cost of his choice.
Dark Matter ultimately asks a haunting question. If a single decision defines who you are, does changing that decision create a different person or reveal who you truly were all along?
That's the full recap and ending explained for Dark Matter Season 1.
Subscribe for more complete story breakdowns, and let me know in the comments which world you think Jason really chose.